without our military, our world would be very different in the United States. And I think each and every person needs to thank every veteran that they see walking down the street. Getting our veterans out of their homes, out of solidarity, just becoming a part of a unit and knowing that there's help and there's fun, and that was kind of the difference because you are a unique nonprofit.
All right, folks, welcome back to another edition of the Eagle Ops Rally Point podcast, and we've got another fun one for you today. We are here with one of our corporate sponsors here in the Tulsa metro area, and one of my dear friends, Miss Michele White with United Rentals, again, one of our corporate sponsors. And Michele, so you just got promoted operations manager, one of the new operations managers, huh?
I did. Very excited about it. Effective last Monday. So
wow.
it's,
yeah. Really recent.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, you're already doing the job, so they just finally recognize it. Is that how that goes?
I have been managing operations for a while, yes, but I'm taking on a bigger chunk of that management.
Now it's official that they give you the responsibility. You've already been doing it, so now you get to do it a little bit more.
Yes.
Make it all official. So, Michele, in regards to United Rentals, obviously the few of us that know the construction industry know United Rentals, and that big UR comes rolling down the road. But for those who don't know United Rentals, give us a little background on who United Rentals is, how big they are, what you guys do as far as in the community.
United Rentals is the largest equipment rental company in the world globally. We are made up of more than 10 different specialty units. So you're looking at trench safety, fluid solutions, tools division, and it just goes on and on. We are in, obviously, North America. We're in Australia. We're in New Zealand. We're in Europe. We're everywhere. And our purpose is to help our customers solve their construction problems and provide them with all the necessary tools they need to make it a successful job and complete it.
Wow. Now, we were talking earlier, you said like tens of thousands of employees worldwide.
Over 28,000, yes.
28,000.
28,000 employees, yes.
Yeah, so that's a ton of folks.
Yes.
Now, you being operations manager, one of the operations managers, so I got to be specific about that. So what area do you cover here out of the Tulsa office?
Me specifically, I will be on a special project that is just beginning to kick off that's called the Clydesdale project.
Oh, wow.
So I will be the ops manager for that particular job site. Or we're putting an on-site at that job site. So I will be managing that piece of it.
Oh, wow. So you're not going to be in the office anymore? So
No.
What?
I know. Hopefully I'll still be able to do the things I've done in the past. I don't know in what magnitude of support I'm going to be able to do.
So
them,
Clydesdale, is that like a new big project, new build or something? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Multi-year deal or something?
Probably a 3 to 5 year project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it here close?
Highway 75 and 76th Street North.
Closer to us.
I know, we'll be neighbors.
Right down the road.
Right.
I mean, literally, you're going to be that build. I saw the dirt work's already started on that facility, and it is probably 4 miles from my office. So might come have lunch.
Oh,
just down the road.
That'll be great. Take me some good places to eat in Owasso.
That's right down the road there in Owasso. So we've got all the places lined out at this point. So, and I say that we go to like 3. No kidding.
They're the best ones, though,
that's
right?
just the ones that we go to. Yeah. So Jessica and I have been there since 2008. So obviously we know the ins and outs of all the Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, those are my favorites.
We have dozens of them.
I love it.
And I just got noticed the other day that they're bringing in another chicken restaurant. So we've got our fair share of them for sure. So leading into that, so want to ask you about like I know this answer obviously, but how did you get connected with Eagle Ops?
One of our outside sales reps came up with the brilliant idea of a golf tournament, and he was very familiar with Eagle Ops. And so he started this project. And then myself and Kia Payton were championed to put it together, organize it, and everything else. So we did a lot of research about Eagle Ops before, which our company does before we sponsor anything of that magnitude. And thanks to that outside sales rep, this is where we are today.
Yeah. So I'm going to add a little more detail to that one. So obviously a personal friend of mine that because of one of our rally points, our golf nights, we got tied into Damon, which is a very large golfer, obviously, and a long drive competitor. That was one of your sales reps opened that opportunity for us. And she said sponsor. That is actually an incorrect statement. You and Kia actually run the whole show whenever it comes to the golf tournament. So an amazing partnership, true partnership, so much so that you have set the bar very high for our corporate sponsors in the fact that we have no other corporate sponsor that does anything even remotely close to what you guys do. And what I mean by that is most corporate sponsors step in and they sponsor an event or are a donor or high level sponsor and they cut a check. Right? That is not what you and Kia have done. You guys have created no kidding, a complete tournament for us. And we're going into potentially year number 3, maybe?
4, right?
This is 4. Oh, so that's going to be a surprise to us. So,
well, the first one was virtual.
Yes.
Golf.
Well, I'm just saying, so year 4, we hadn't spoken about this year or hadn't completely inked the deal. So I guess you have some news for me about this year then.
October 23rd.
Let's
That's
go.
our date. Battle Creek. Again, they were
Very
wonderful
cool
to work with. So
very cool. All right. So great news there. So we have another United Rentals charity golf tournament. That tournament is now 4th year.
yes.
Fore the Vets is the tournament that United Rentals puts on for us. And, it's one thing about having corporate sponsors, nothing's ever guaranteed. And so until you, as a corporate sponsor, step in and say, hey, we want to do this again, it's not something that we put in the budget and kind of ink it until those sponsors come in and say. So thank you very much for continuing this mission and assisting us. It is truly a blessing on that side of things. And to have you guys, and again, you and Kia have set the bar very high for corporate sponsors because you're not just a sponsor. You're not just cutting a check. You guys have set that entire tournament up and created the opportunity. You even create all of the sponsorships. You bring in the teams. You're bringing in both, obviously giving us the opportunity to be able to be involved in it with our Eagle Ops golf program, but you also bring in other sponsors and your corporate sponsors and your corporate partners in the community. So the contractors come in and play with us and get involved and bring their veterans out and plug in. And so it's always an amazing tournament. So glad that we get to do it again, obviously at Battle Creek. That's going to be another good one. Very cool facility over here in Tulsa, Broken Arrow area, I guess. And nice course, and it's been a good deal for us. So.
Our first year, if you recall, Kia and I are far from golfers, and we relied a lot on you and Jessica to help us get that first one kicked off. So
you guys have done amazing.
We feel like we've got it down now.
Yeah.
So
you've got a well-oiled machine. Your OCD is helpful in that side of it, making sure you got all the T's crossed and I's dotted. So. With that being said, obviously United Rentals, 28,000 employees worldwide. This question is, I say this all the time, obviously, we're a local veteran-focused nonprofit. And I say local in the fact that we really focus on Oklahoma, as our home base, and the operation we do rally points, social events, in 24 counties, in northeastern Oklahoma now. And our goal, obviously, big, audacious goal would be all 77 counties. And we're working in that direction. And with partners like you, we can, obviously continue that mission and continue that focus. But with the size of a company like United Rentals, what kind of stands behind you guys supporting a local nonprofit like us? I mean, as big as you guys are, kind of what does that kind of look like internally, and why did you personally step up? I mean, outside of the sales guy that kind of connected the dots and said, hey, this would have been a cool organization. You said you'd done some research, on us and locally, and made a commitment to helping us out. So what does that look like, and why did you do that?
We want to give back to our local communities. Even though we are a very large corporation, everywhere we are located, we try to give back to our local communities. That's what the company allows and gives us the opportunity to do.
Right. Well, I tell you, as big as you guys are, at least for us, it doesn't seem that. Like, you guys have a personal touch for sure. I mean, obviously, you and Kia definitely make that personal touch in the communities, and by giving back, it doesn't feel like you guys are as big as you are. Although we see you everywhere, obviously, even on TV and that kind of thing, and sponsoring, worldwide events. But as far as a local goes, like, we just know you, and we just know Kia that, hey, these are our great sponsors, and you guys have done amazing things, not just for us, but other, things in the community as well. So we certainly appreciate that. So the personal touch, obviously, that the company allows you to do that, but that's not what drives you. So give me some personal, like, you've got some background with some history of both veterans and the family, I assume, or family, friends, and et cetera. So give us some details into that.
My father was in the Army. I have 2 nephews that were in the Army, very passionate about supporting our military. I think it's the most important thing that we can do. Without our military, our world would be very different in the United States. And I think each and every person needs to thank every veteran that they see walking down the street, because you guys have made a difference. That's me personally. That's my passion. In addition to that, we had an employee. He started out as an outside sales rep, became a branch manager. His name was Greg Shanahan. While he was working with us, he developed esophageal cancer and fought really, really hard for a long time to beat that. He was also in the military. He was a master sergeant with the 486th Civil Battalion.
It's out of Sand Springs.
Out of Sand Springs, yes. And that man touched so many lives at United Rentals locally. His honor, loyalty, passion, grace. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And he was a very close personal friend. His family was. He had 3 children, but we did lose him in 2017. Moving forward from that, helping his family recover, because with our district, as well as United Rentals, we're one big family. Right. That's why when you're speaking of the difference in the personal touch, that's how we are working together every day. We started...
Oh, you guys do an event for the 486th every year,
every
right?
year since he passed away.
Right.
We started doing a luncheon for his battalion, which is based out of Sand Springs. And we feed 150 to 200 soldiers on the week that they're doing their reserve training. Right. In addition to that, from a corporate level, because of how big of an impact Greg made at United Rentals while he worked here, we have a Greg Shanahan Day that's in April every year. It's an annual day of celebration, specifically Greg Shanahan Day. In addition to that, we have an award that's given to one person throughout the entire company, all 28,000 people, and they represent what Greg represented, the grace, the honor, the loyalty, all of those things throughout the year. That award is awarded to that individual.
That's very cool.
And it is typically a veteran and has been every year until last year.
Oh, wow.
And last year it was not a veteran that it was awarded to, but a very good
somebody
man.
step up and,
Yes.
and hold those values as well. Wow.
Yes.
Well, that's very cool. I didn't know that until we were kind of chatting about that, but I knew that you had a little bit more of a drive on your side personally to be able to help out, the veteran community, because you're certainly driven and passionate about that. So much so that you and Kia, like I said, have created the opportunity to be able to not only start but promote and run a golf tournament that you two had no clue what you were doing 4 years ago.
We did not. We did not.
I remember the phone calls going
over and over and over.
He's no longer with us, and we need some help. Can you
Yes.
help guide us through this?
We reached out to our vendors. We reached out to our customers. And let me tell you, in this local community, we have a huge group of customers from a United Rentals base that support the military and are as passionate about the military as I am. And it's growing every year. So
let's go into a little detail about that. So we have some. So Fore the Vets, charity golf tournament. Obviously, it's been a charity golf tournament specifically for the Eagle Ops Foundation. Thank you for by the way. And this year is going to be on October the 23rd at Battle Creek. Yes. And so Fore the Vets, you and Kia run that for us. So let's talk about that day for you guys. Like what all is that event look like to you, and give us some details on that.
Preparing for the day, we do a lot of reaching out to our partners, vendors, customers. We do a lot of marketing. It's not super hard because, again, people are very passionate about Eagle Ops as well, not just the military. You are here locally, and they appreciate what you do. Building up to that, a lot of organization. We have a lot of local companies that donate prizes. Right. We sell raffle tickets, which is additional money that we get to provide to Eagle Ops, and we have those donated prizes that we sell the raffle tickets, and they give those away. And it's a great day, lots of camaraderie, lots of relaxation. People are having a great day, and they're there for a good reason, and they really don't mind spending their money on such a good team Eagle Ops support.
Well, that's very cool. So we started in 23, and we started, like you said, as an indoor-outdoor facility. Pretty much, you call it virtual, but we did get to hit the balls, obviously out into the net. So it's kind of a Top Golf type situation that first year. And then we evolved to an actual course and have been on a course for the last, 2 years. And this, again, obviously the fourth year will be out at Battle Creek on the course. So our first year, it was, $10,000-$12,000, and then it's just gradually grown. And I think this last year we were at 26,000 or something on that tournament. So maybe we can get to that one this year.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think we're going to blow it out of the water.
That's awesome.
More and more people hear about it,
right.
And they're calling even after the fact. When was that tournament? We want to help support Eagle Ops. So
I know last year when we did, because we do your tournament towards the end of the year, we have even some of your corporate guys that are teams that are putting together teams going, hey, how can we get involved a little bit more,
yes.
and want to give back and get involved in some of the other stuff that we're doing with our golf program and things of that nature. So you guys have really opened the door for us for some new opportunity and some new sponsors throughout the year. So we certainly appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
So you spoke a little bit about United Rentals and veterans and giving back into the communities. So there's a few programs that we were kind of briefly chatting about that the United Rentals has on the hiring side. So one of the one of the main focuses, obviously, for Eagle Ops is connecting veterans and their family members to resources out in town. Obviously, job placement is one of those. And so, with that being said, the programs that United Rentals has for veterans, can you go into a few of those and tell us about, things that you guys do specifically for veterans in hiring and on-the-job training, or any other programs that you might have available that we could share, obviously, and get veterans plugged into?
Absolutely. I'm not the subject matter expert, but I have been doing quite a bit of research, and I'm familiar with some of our programs. So we have a Vet to Tech program, which was the STEP program that you and I had spoke about before. And that's where veterans transitioning out of the military, they can come, they get developmental training, they work with us, they get training with us, they get paid while they're working.
So like
and
OJT type transition?
On the job training. And we do that. In addition to that, we have the SkillBridge for those still serving in the military. And that, from my understanding, is part of the Department of Defense. And they can sign up for that. And we are one of those companies that are part of that program. And then cooperative work experience, that is another program that we have. Just a couple of things that highlighted to me when I was being introduced to all of this detail. If we bring on, let's say, a veteran who wants to become a driver for United Rentals, he'll go through the developmental program, and we will pay $5,000 to assist him getting a CDL.
Oh, wow.
In addition to that, part of the Vet to Tech program, if a tech completes the whole program and comes to work for United Rentals, we purchase them their tool chest and all the tools they need to be able to repair equipment at United Rentals. And that's United Rentals, and that's a huge chunk and a huge benefit that we do for them.
Well, we were I was working with you a few months ago, and we had a veteran that was looking for a job on the mechanic side in one of the shops. And I called you up and got connected, and he ended up picking up a job. And unique thing, you talk about tools. He moved from one location where he's a mechanic, obviously in diesel, and they work on everything. You guys have every equipment under the sun. And so I actually assisted that veteran in moving his toolboxes.
So you know about those tools.
Oh my gosh. Like one of the toolboxes probably weighed 3,000 pounds, right? Yeah. It was 8 feet long and 5.5 feet tall, and I mean it was just a monster setup, and he had every tool, and it took 4 of us to move it in and out of the trailer. So
yes, and their tools are their passion, and it, for someone like him, it's probably taken a lot of years.
Oh, for sure.
To get all of those tools.
I bet you he had $20,000-$30,000 in tools in that toolbox, and he had least 2 of them.
Right.
So he was, have tools will work kind of situation.
Right.
So
yes.
He was like, "Can you help me move these from here to here?" And they went into the shop, and all the guys in the shop had their own tools and these huge tool cases, and so it was a pretty cool deal. But being able to help him out and then make a phone call and have someone, we're hiring, come on over, I knew that you guys had a veteran program. So one unique thing about us on that side of it is connecting relationships to resources is our mission statement, right? Well, at Eagle Ops, one of those obviously is helping veterans get jobs, and so we've created a very unique opportunity for all in a resource guide. And so our resource guide, we actually give that out absolutely free. And so one thing is one of those categories within that resource guide, it's a free guide that you can go to eagleops.org, and or on this podcast, we'll have a link for it to download our resource guide, free resource guide. All you got to do is put your name in, and we'll send you an email and you can download that resource guide. But once we get done with this podcast, I'd like to get your information on that hiring side and maybe put that information in our hiring guide or in our resource guide so that veterans looking for jobs, not only in the state of Oklahoma, but I know it's worldwide. So
Absolutely.
opportunities in other states, even if they download our resource guide and are looking for, a job in, what'd you say, Kansas,
New
Missouri,
Zealand.
New Zealand.
You never know,
We
right?
may get some folks that want to move to New Zealand. So
We have 2 individuals that handle that part of the
Okay.
program, bringing our military on board with us. And I have their phone numbers, and
wow.
they even advise give those phone numbers out. We
Wow.
want calls. Obviously, we want to hire veterans.
Sure.
It makes up about 10% of our workforce.
Well, if you want to give those, we'll certainly plug those. Then I can put them in the resource guide, our resource guide as well. If you want to do that.
Absolutely. So Amir is one of the contacts, and his phone number is 972-330-3748. And Kelly French, his phone number is 949-392-2710. And I have their email addresses, and they want as many veterans to contact them as possible.
Well, very cool. For any veterans that are listening right now that might be kind of stuck in transition gap, and what would you tell them about finding a place at United Rentals? Like, how would they go about that if they were even interested in that?
They can go about that a couple of different ways. They can go to our website, which is www.unitedrentals.com. And if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can click on careers, and then you can just filter down state, country, city, however far you want that filter to go, and do a search for open jobs, and it'll have them listed. They can apply for the job right there on the website. What I would recommend to anyone that is applying on the website, once they complete their application, give a call to Amir or Kelly and let them know they applied, and then they need to have a discussion with one of the 2 of them so that they can get a little more push from the 2 of those individuals
That's always
into
helpful.
the network, right? So
Always helpful to have a door opener, right? So someone that's going to
Absolutely.
give you a warm intro into that opportunity and open the door for you, right?
Right. They're both
So-
veterans, and they're great guys. They've been with the company for a very long time, so they're very dedicated.
Well, very cool. So we got 2 direct contacts to be able to help veterans plug directly into jobs all across the nation.
Yes.
And worldwide as far as that goes. So a nice little warm handoff, obviously. So one things that we like to do at our rally points is provide those opportunities and resources to veterans. And so that'll be a direct link. So inevitably we'll have, obviously job placement is one of those things that's in
Right.
transition. All of us need a job. And so the opportunity for us to be able to say, hey, this is a location, here's a direct contact, instead of giving them an 800 number and just a website to go to, right? I mean,
Right.
start here, get the website, but make this phone call too. So
Exactly.
that's a really good warm handoff. That's positive and definitely needed and helpful in that
Right.
kind of process. So that actually is one of our questions in the referral. So that'll be a good referral path for Eagle Ops and United Rentals on the hiring side. And so we can definitely make that connection and add you guys obviously to our resource guides too. So that'd be pretty cool.
Love that. Love it.
So this one kind of goes into, I've got some questions specifically regards to United Rentals and the corporate environment. And so there's a lot of obviously veteran nonprofits asking for corporate dollars. What made like Eagle Ops which we've discussed a little bit, what made Eagle Ops worth a kind of a multi-year partnership instead of like just writing that single check that first year? What made the difference for you to say, hey, you know what, we need to continue this kind of thing? Because you could have easily just picked another nonprofit, in year
We
2
could've,
and year
yes.
3. What made the difference there for you?
Key and I both, with the creating all of the different things we had to work through, being our first year of putting on a golf tournament. Working with you and Jessica, you always accepted the phone call. You never said too many questions. Don't call me again. And then I was able to do more research and saw what you did for the veterans. And it's unique. It's not what all other veteran organizations do, right? So that was important to us here locally, which of course is important to our company.
Right.
And getting our veterans out of their homes, out of solidarity, just becoming a part of a unit and knowing that there's help and there's fun and they can do that, which is what you do.
Yeah.
That was kind of the difference because you are a unique nonprofit.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's obviously one of our goals, right? Is to create a unique opportunity for veterans and their families to come out and plug into other veterans within their community and reconnect, just like we had back in service, right? That battle buddy mentality is what we call it. And recreating that, we can't put them back through boot camp and through training and can't ship them overseas to go, do some of the crazy stuff that we did over there, but we can create fun social opportunities. And that is kind of our main focus. And so come and join us, and something you probably already enjoy doing, but it's going to be with folks that are like-minded, like experience, and around even family and friends that have been there and done that, right? And so the uniqueness in our minds is just, we enjoy hanging out with veterans because we know like what we've been through, and we have that kind of built-in camaraderie and life experience. And so, as you well know, obviously you've been to a few of our tournaments, and so there's a veteran kind of groups,
100%.
and then you have your civilian groups, and although construction guys are pretty close to us, as far as language and things of that nature.
Yeah.
We still have our nuances, and just kind of march to a different drum, a beat of a drum kind of situation. And so there is some uniqueness in that side of it, and some differences between us that when you get us together, it's a little unique. And so I think you recognize that side of it. Obviously, being around and having family, you understand that more than most. And so
I honestly think with one of my nephews, if he would have had available to him what Eagle Ops does for the veterans, he would have been in a much better place a lot quicker. So,
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's what we really focus on, truly creating that opportunity for veterans or family, and just saying, hey, come and hang out, right? You don't have to like golf nights. You don't have to like, any of the events. The premise around what we focus on is creating relationships. So being around like-minded, like experience individuals is the key. I speak of golf nights because it's one of those things we do a lot. We have 4 nights every month that we do golf nights.
It's a lot.
And so that's a lot of events, you can imagine, just every single month. But we have groups within golf nights now that we have veterans that love playing golf, and they'll come and play, free golf, and, they enjoy that. But we have a whole group, or even multiple groups, that show up just to hang out. They don't even play golf, have no intention of swinging a club,
right?
But they come and just hang out, and just being around the guys and gals that are at the event and enjoy themselves, making connection. And it's a pretty unique situation, like you said. So to point you a little bit more in regards to Oklahoma and like the construction and equipment world, since they're potentially watching, what's your pitch to getting them off the sidelines and kind of into this veteran space? What would you say to other construction folks that are out there, and encouraging them to get into this space, into the helping out veteran organizations? And I'll even plug Eagle Ops on that side of it if you want to be specific, but really just getting them out and helping veteran organizations within their community. What would you say to them?
So my answers, or my statement, would be very simple. get involved. 100%. Just get involved. It's always fun to be around veterans and veteran groups, and supporting veterans in an organization like Eagle Ops is just the right thing to do. More people need to do that, and we can support every company can support different types of organizations, but supporting our veterans, again, in my opinion, that's the right thing to do. So get involved. It's not hard. It's scary at first, setting up a golf tournament when you don't know anything about it. But with help, we accomplished it. It was successful, and it continues to be successful. So take that leap. Get involved.
Love it. Love it. You're going to be our keynote sponsor. Like, just get involved.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's awesome. I'm gonna hit on this one more time. So if someone was listening as a sponsor, a volunteer, or a veteran looking for work, what's their next step from the United Rentals kind of point of view? And then I'm gonna follow up on our point of view.
Reach out, contact the individuals that we spoke about, and in addition to that, look for open jobs. I mean, we always are in need of technicians, drivers. We continue growing as a company, and consistently we're looking for good people. And veterans are good people. They're organized, they're detailed, their knowledge. I mean, it's just, they're great employees to hire.
Now, the work ethic, obviously, of veterans on that side is a very unique ability to the job market. Obviously, it's a unique situation because the vast majority of veterans that come out and go into the job market, there are some very key just values that they carry.
Absolutely.
Right? That work ethic is one of those. You know, you don't have to worry about them showing up and taking care of business. If they signed up for it, then they're probably going to be pretty good at doing at least that, you know, and trainable. They have the leadership ability depending on positions and experience level. But it's something that is unique that, I mean, all branches, all levels of service serve 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you know, the level of experience is there in most all branches. And so it's something unique that we bring to the table in every opportunity, and you know, especially in jobs and finding jobs. So we're always looking for, you know, corporations like you at United Rentals that have a clear path for job training and job opportunity, and that are hiring, right?
Right. Right.
Opportunities for them to kind of get plugged in. So I would say, at least on the Eagle Ops side, as answering that same question in our aspect would be how and what is the next step for veterans to get plugged in. So for us, our number one thing for all of our rally points come down to show up, right? So pretty simple. We make it super simple in that regards. You know, how do you get involved with the Eagle Ops Foundation? How do you get plugged into us? How do you become a difference maker? Just show up, right? So eagleops.org, go to one of our calendars, okveteranscalendar.com or eagleops.org/calendar. And both of those locations will show you 30 to 40 events every single month that we're doing. Cost of admission for veterans, just show up. Cost of admission for patriots like yourself and community difference makers like yourself, for all of our events, we ask that patriots bring a veteran, right? So show up, but bring a veteran.
How amazing is that, right?
So because of amazing sponsors and partners like United Rentals and you guys here locally, we have the opportunity to be able to cover costs of those events because we have great corporate sponsors like you guys.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So that's really what it comes down to. And so having great corporate sponsors like you guys opens the door for us to be able to pay for those rally points and provide the opportunity for veterans and their families to come at no cost. And so cost of admission, just show up, right? And then from that, the unique abilities that we have in connecting them with resources. our resource guide that any veteran or patriot can actually go and download from our website. All they got to do is just ask, and we'll send them over a link, and they can download our resource guide and be connected with some great organizations just like United Rentals and the job opportunities and things that resource guide provide them. So everything from VA healthcare to VA claims assistance to job placement and job training, financial assistance, all of that's in our resource guide. So our veteran resource guide, super simple, kind of a one-stop shop, and it's pretty broad. So it covers most of the main categories, and it gives them the opportunity to kind of take that next step. Like, where do I go from here? Well, download the resource guide and kind of go through the checklist. What are you looking for?
Absolutely. I mean, two personal friends have come to your organization for assistance with getting their VA benefits and a couple of other things. And I pointed them that direction, and you guided them, and they got the answers that they needed. So it was great for them.
Very cool. Well, do you have anything else, kind of a closing notes for us? Anything that you want to add about United Rentals? And
United Rentals believes in a world-class service, and we work with what we believe are world-class nonprofits like Eagle Ops, and we enjoy being able to give back to the local community. Our organization does give back from a corporate level as well, right? One thing we didn't talk about is our IndyCar sponsorship. So United Rentals owns an IndyCar. They save tickets at the Indy races for veterans.
wow.
They take them there.
Right.
Completely unpaid. They don't have to pay for the tickets, and they get to enjoy the Indy races on behalf of United Rentals. So
Now,
that was something I forgot
that,
to mention.
Is that United Rentals employees or
That's
just
a
veterans?
United Rentals corporate thing.
Okay.
So I don't know all the details on how that works, but I know it's a big group. Like, they load up on a bus, they go and stay for the weekend, and it's a pretty cool thing.
That's awesome.
I can't get you tickets. I'm sorry. I don't have that much pull. I can't do it.
I'm gonna put this down as a note. Be like, okay, check with Michelle.
Yeah.
Let's see how do I get plugged in.
tickets.
Let's go.
But we
Wanna do the,
appreciate being able to work with you. And I just consider you and Jessica very dear friends. And you do a great thing for people that are very important in this world.
Well, thank you, ma'am. The United Rentals has, did you say 28,000 employees?
Yes.
So out of those, what's the veteran population? What's the percentage? Do you know that?
It's just shy of 10%. I checked on that today, and those are numbers as of today. So just shy of 10%. And we would love for those numbers to grow.
So United Rentals has won some awards for hiring veterans and being a solid place to work.
Yes.
In the U.S.
We are very proud of that. Glass, I have to read it because there's so much.
You got so much, yeah.
Glassdoor, best places to work. We were awarded military recognition, named military friendly employer, the gold, and military spouse friendly. We were awarded those. We were given the Higher Vets Medallion. It's a federal level award recognizing the company's commitment to recruiting and retaining military veterans. We were also recognized as America's most patriotic company.
Wow.
And that's being recognized for our strong community support and long-term commitment to our military. We've won diversity awards. We've won a lot of really cool awards.
Well, I'll tell you what, definitely a few of those hit a chord with me specifically and our organization, because that local level support that you guys provide and have provided us has been tremendous. And so definitely an award, obviously needed, and you guys have done an amazing job, at least at this local level. I can't speak for nationally, but if it's anywhere close to what you guys have done here locally, you definitely deserve it. Are deserving of those awards for sure. So
thank you. Thank you very much.
So, Michele, thinking about United Rentals and our kind of partnership and relationship on that side, one unique thing that we started this year is we created an impact guide. So companies like yourself, obviously you've been involved with us for the last going in 4th year of the tournament side, and we work together outside of that, obviously with job placement and plugging veterans in. But we have created 4 companies statewide, at least because obviously we operate here in Oklahoma, but we have created an impact guide specifically for companies like yourself, small, large, but that want to get involved within the community, specifically, obviously, veteran community. How do we do that? Like the step-by-step guide. Well, we've created an impact guide for Eagle Ops, what we have created over the last 10 years. And it's a step-by-step guide on that all you got to do is download it. And as a company, you can come in and download that impact guide, and it will tell you how and why you would want to get involved with Eagle Ops. And so something unique on that side of it, because we get asked all the time, how do we get involved? And how do we sponsor? How do we connect with, Eagle Ops, and how do we help? Well, we created that Eagle Ops impact guide so that you could read through that and say, okay, at what level of what we call a difference maker would they like to be, right? So we talked about this earlier. Would you like to just sponsor an event, or go as far as you guys and put a whole event on? That impact guide would be an opportunity for you guys to download that and then plug in, right?
Companies will love that. They will definitely love that.
So it's something easy for them to go and just download and say, okay, how do I get involved? So, all right, folks, thank you for watching this episode of the Eagle Ops Rally Point podcast. Michele, thank you very much for joining us today and telling us about United Rentals and your heart for giving back to the community, and more specifically the veteran community. Thank you so much for helping and assisting there. Thank you for watching this episode of the Eagle Ops Rally Point podcast. If this conversation meant something to you, please like and share with someone who needs it. Until next time, meet us at the Rally Point.